GM. Today's lesson is the bull market over? And it's not about what's happening right now, although that's always relevant, of course, because we trade in the moment. But this question about is the bull market over is misplaced. So a lot of times a question about whether a bull market is over or not usually comes from somebody that was not in at the start and didn't play most of the bull run. Maybe they bought in late. Maybe you joined crypto recently, whatever. So here's the way to look at it. If you're a longer term trader and you were long Bitcoin since December 2022, and then it comes to July 2024 and you think maybe the uptrend has finished, you don't view it as in, oh, is the bull market over? Like, the stress in your brain is for completely no reason. I want to tell you this super clear. It will not serve you to stress and obsess about whether the bull market's over. That's a stupid thing anyway. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are my high time frame signals telling me to be long or not? So let's say you've got a daily market structure break. Let's say the daily EMA bands are red. Let's say you're losing a key level on a weekly chart. Let's say there's a market structure break on a weekly chart. Let's say you lose the 200-day moving average. Let's say you lose the 50-week moving average. Whatever way you want to combine it, let's say there's a weekly RSI bearish divergence. There's a whole bunch of different factors you can employ to say, okay, if this was a bull market, this particular thing wouldn't be happening. And so what do? Well, you protect your portfolio. You sell, you go short, you do whatever it is based on your own systems. And you don't stress about whether it's the end of the bull market. What you do is you create rules and a process for getting back in. Now, this sounds easy when I say it, and I certainly struggled with this when I started trading. But you are going to lose so much money, potentially. You're going to definitely stress yourself. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to lose focus if you stress too much about, is the bull market over? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm going to post a picture along with this showing how a very, very, very simple system, which is just the daily bands, could have had you buying and selling multiple times at a top. And then eventually, when the bull market was over, you were correct. Right? So you'll see that along with this audio. And the point is, if you have a system that allows you to exit, and you have a system that allows you to get back in, you just follow it. And if you originally buy Bitcoin at 20k, and then you sell it at 65, but then you buy it back at 67 because you get a false signal, and then you sell it at 63, but you buy it back at 64 because you get a false signal, and then eventually you sell it at 62, and then it is the end of the bull market, guess what? You've played better than 99% of people. Right? The stress people have is that they think that exiting the market is one thing. It's it. It's either the top or it's not. I either sell everything or I don't. It's not that. It's not that at all. I'll take you back to this bull market, 2022 to now. I bought Bitcoin at 17k, at 20k, at 23k, at 25k, at 30k, at 26k, and then at 48k. They were like all my buys. So I didn't buy all my Bitcoin at once because a couple of reasons. I kept making money, or I was getting trading profits. I was getting revenue coming in. So as the weeks went on, I wanted to buy more Bitcoin. And I was buying when I had more confirmations of the bottom being in. So same thing at the top. It's like, if you sell, it doesn't mean you can't get back in. If you sell, it doesn't mean that you're like admitting defeat or it has to go down. Like I show on the chart, which you can see, you could buy Bitcoin. Now, just hypothetically, right? Let's say you bought Bitcoin in 2020 after COVID at 10k, right? And then you sold it when the bands first went red. That was at 56k, where the arrow on the chart is. And then the bands went green again, so you bought back in at 58k. But then the bands went red again, so you sold again at 49. Guess what? You sold pretty much at the top. You bought in at 10, you sold eventually around 49.50. Good. And you had confirmation that it was over. And then you bought again when they went green, which was 33. And then you sold again. I'm going to skip the part in the middle, obviously. At the very top, you would have sold at 60. You wouldn't have sold at 69 at the very, very, very top, but you sold at 60. And then what did Bitcoin do? It went one way, down only, all the way down until the end of the market. And there's that little period in between, September 2021, where you would have had to sell, buy back, sell back. That's fine. Most of these differences are very marginal. You have to become okay with rotating your portfolio semi-frequently. It's not like you're flip-flopping your bias every day. This is in a 2-year period, right? This is a 2-year period selling once, twice, 3, maybe 4 times. Maybe 4 attempts to sell what you think could be the top. And the point of this is, if you have a solid system, when it actually is the top, you will be out. You'll be in cash. You'll be exactly where you want to be. You don't have to sell the top perfectly the first time. But if it takes 2 or 3 different times and then you eventually do sell near the top, you're going to be protected from the majority of the big negative move, which is the 60, 70% down. Don't stress about, oh, I didn't sell 69, I sold 60. That's 10%. That's nothing. It protects you from the further 70% that comes after. That's what's important. So, this idea of trying to know, is it the top? It doesn't serve you. As a trader, you have entries, you have exits. You have invalidations. So if you say I'm bullish, you're only bullish until a certain point. You're only bullish until price goes to a level. Then you're not bullish. If you're bearish, you're only bearish until it hits your stop loss, right? Start to think more in terms of probabilities. It might be the top. There's a high chance it could be the top, but if it's not, I get back in here. It might be the bottom, but if I'm wrong, my stop loss is there. It's fine. I get out. That's what a trader does. Many, many entries, many, many exits. And then if you're correct and you stick with it and you're disciplined, you're diligent, you catch the major move. That's the point. So don't stress. Build systems.